Welcome to the NW8000 web interface, a modern gateway for legacy Network 8000 building automation controllers. To get started, open the device's IP address in any browser. You'll see the login screen. Enter your username and password. The default on a fresh install is admin. After logging in, you'll land on the dashboard. Right now it's empty because we haven't connected to any controllers yet. Let's do that. We'll head to Settings to connect the gateway to the RS485 serial bus. Select the serial port. This device has two onboard RS485 ports, and click Connect. Now we'll scan the bus to discover controllers. We set the address range and click Start Scan. The system wakes up any sleeping controllers, sends broadcast probes, then checks each address individually. You can see controllers appearing in real time as they respond. The scan found two Microzone 2 controllers on this bus. While we wait for the first poll cycle to bring in live data, let's look at the other settings tabs. The Network tab lets you switch between DHCP and static IP. Set the address, subnet, gateway, and DNS. The gateway is important. It's needed for NTP time servers and remote support to reach the internet. Further down, the host name and then NTP and time zone settings. The NW8000 automatically syncs the correct time to all controllers every hour, critical for schedules and trending timestamps. Security manages TLS certificates. HTTPS is enabled by default with a self-signed certificate, but you can disable it if you're using a reverse proxy for TLS termination, or upload your own trusted certificate. The Users tab is where administrators create accounts and assign roles. There are 4 roles: Viewer for read-only access, Operator for writing set points, Technician for programming and bus management, and Admin for full system control. The audit log records every significant action: logins, programming changes, EMS value changes, with timestamps, usernames, IP addresses, and details of exactly what was changed. Backup lets you download a complete system backup as a zip file or restore from a previous backup. A pre-restore snapshot is always created automatically. The Updates tab shows the current software version and checks for new releases. Updates are cryptographically signed and verified before installation, with automatic rollback if anything goes wrong. The Integrations tab has trending configuration, deadband, sample interval, and data retention, plus BACnet and Modbus TCP protocol adapters. Let's enable BACnet now so we can use it later. Back on the dashboard, our 2 controllers are now showing with live data. The status bar at the top shows total controllers, how many are online, and when data was last updated. Select the first controller to see its live point values. Universal inputs display sensor readings from the hardware: temperatures, pressures, status signals, all updating in real time. Scrolling down, we can see the EMS section. These are the values being sent to the controller: set points, fan start and stop commands, valve overrides. You can click any EMS value to edit it directly from the dashboard. EMS values can also be written from your head end via BACnet or Modbus. When an external system writes a value, the source indicator changes to show where the value is coming from, whether it's a default, a point passing route, BACnet, or Modbus. Selecting the second controller, we can see its analog outputs, damper positions, valve commands, and digital outputs showing their on or off state. The programming page is where technicians view and edit controller block programs. Select a controller from the dropdown to load its full program from hardware. The Actions menu gives you options to download the program as a JSON backup, upload a previously saved program, or remove the controller. The left column shows all 13 block types. Each type has a count showing how many instances are active out of the total available. Selecting Universal Input shows the individual UI blocks. Click on one to see its configuration: sensor type, engineering units, filter settings, calibration constants. Live output values update automatically every 5 seconds, so you can see the effect of changes in real time. Analog outputs configure actuator control. Input source, enable state, range scaling from input minimum and maximum to output minimum and maximum. Digital outputs set the action direction, direct or reverse, and the digital input source. PID control loops are where the real control happens. 10 strategy types, set points, proportional band, integral gain, derivative, and tuning parameters. Schedules define 7-day time programs with up to 4 output slots and holiday overrides. The live outputs section shows whether each schedule output is currently on or off. The window output block maps internal points, sensor readings, control outputs, to the analog and digital values visible to a parent controller or controller manager. Trending charts, historical data for any controller point. Use the point selector to choose which values to chart, filter by controller, point type, or search by name. Select the points you're interested in and click Load. The chart displays all selected points as colored line series. Below the chart, statistics show the average, minimum, and maximum for each point over the time range. You can change the time range or export the data as a CSV file for energy analysis. Trending collection starts automatically when the bus is connected. There's no manual setup required. The deadband filter avoids storing unchanged values, and a full sample is forced every hour to ensure at least hourly resolution. Point passing routes data values between controllers automatically, enabling coordinated building-wide control. Click Add Route to create a new data route. Give it a descriptive name, then select the source, which controller, and which point to read from. You can add multiple sources. When there are 2 or more, an aggregation function combines their values, max, min, AVG, or sum for analog points, or and for digital. Choose the destination, either an EMS input on a specific controller or a group broadcast via SGRP. Once created, the route appears as a visual flow diagram with live values updating every 5 seconds. Routes can be toggled on and off, edited inline, or deleted. The built-in Help section provides a comprehensive user guide covering every feature from getting started through to advanced programming. The Troubleshooting tab lists common issues with step-by-step fixes: connection problems, data not updating, scan failures. The FAQ answers frequently asked questions about update intervals, data retention, controller support, and more. The Support tab enables direct remote support from OpenBMCS. When activated, a secure encrypted tunnel is established. No inbound ports need to be opened on your network. Access is time-limited and can be revoked at any time. Finally, the User Profile menu in the top right corner gives you access to Change Password, which opens as a pop-up from any page, and Log Out to end your session securely. Change Password is available to all users regardless of role. That's the NW8000 web interface, a modern, browser-based interface for legacy Network 8000 building automation equipment. Real-time monitoring, full programming, historical trending, multi-controller coordination, and industry-standard protocol integration, all from any device with a web browser.